Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday webinar with Messer Financial Group. Our goal today is very simple. We want to provide educational webinars for both the seasoned agent and someone new to our business. So if you are out there with some experience, maybe it's time for you to take a step back and take a different look at SureBridge, maybe see how that would apply to your existing client base. And for the new agents out there, this is an opportunity for you to grow your knowledge base so that maybe you're better prepared to recognize some sales opportunities and grow your book of business. Some things for us to consider today. Messer Financial allows you to contract very easily with us through our online contracting platform. So after today's presentation, please reach out to us here and ask for a marketing director and or producer support if you need some help with that. And the number here is 866-568-9649. And I'm Jeff Street, and you can reach me at 752 if you've got some questions that you'd like to share with me after the webinar. What we will do today after I introduce our guest is to ask you to type those questions in, and we'll try to address those in the latter part of the webinar as we work through the product line. Just as a reminder, guys, the great thing about SureBridge, quite simply, is a lot of you have concerns about over-contracting with too many carriers and not being aware of all the products they offer. The great thing about SureBridge is that with one appointment, it allows you a plethora of products to represent that are solid, and in some cases best in class. Jesse will talk about that today. In some areas they offer dental programs, and we'll touch on that a little bit. And I think we'll run an example quote for you to see how easy it is to get some business placed. They also are willing to work with the agents that maybe have a little small business out there that they're calling on. We'll talk a little bit about that. Mr. Brewer will go through all that with us today. But before we go any further, again, if you have any questions, reach out to us here at the office. And again, contracting is very simple via our online contracting service. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Jesse Brewer, and we're going to take a good look at SureBridge and all the ancillary products they offer today. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the time that everybody's taking out of their day to get this wonderful Wednesday off to a great start. Just want to get everything going, and I want you to think about, as a health agent, you do a lot of business during the open enrollment, and what we find is that many health agents, after open enrollment is over, they have a tendency to let down or struggle with trying to find new prospects and generate additional sales throughout the rest of the year. And then they start to gear up for open enrollment. What we want to do now is kind of show you some ways that you can position some of these products to help you get some sales now, but also to get you positioned for the upcoming open enrollment in the fall. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Jesse Brewer, and I'm a senior sales director at SureBridge Chesapeake Life. All of our products are underwritten by Chesapeake Life. And I want you to think of all of our products as being income-producing products because they pay cash benefits directly to the insured. So a lot of times people think of income replacement as disability only. I want you to think of cancer plans, critical illness, products like that that pay cash directly to the consumer. To me, they're replacing an income, and they're going to be able to help you cover life's twists and turns. So let's get started here. We all know this information about financial protection. That 62% of the American bankruptcies were due to medical bills. But what's interesting about that is that 75% of those Americans had health insurance. Well, what caused the problem? Well, high deductibles. You have a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck. You've got 2/3 of the population out there that do not have the ability to cover $1,000 expense or emergency. So it is very tough. High deductibles, high credit card bills. The average homes usually have around $14,000 credit card debt. So it's, paycheck to paycheck makes it pretty tough. Well, all the products that we have provide a lot of value. They're easy to budget for, and they provide cash to you at the time when needed. So product overview, here are some of our top 5 selling products that we have: critical illness, hospital confinement, accident companion, dental, and vision. So let's start with the first one, critical illness. What it is, it's a policy designed to pay a lump sum benefit to the insured in the event one of those qualifying conditions happen. And usually it's the big three: the heart attack, stroke, or cancer. Those seem to be the big three. Now, with the critical illness policy that we have at SureBridge, we are able to offer anywhere from $10,000 up to $100,000 worth of benefit, and it's all simplified issue. So very, very simple to underwrite. So when you're positioning this product, you always want to do it by questions and stories. The first question is, who do you know who's had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer? We all know somebody, whether it be somebody that we work with, a family member, a church member, a neighbor. We all know somebody. You know, just picture that name in your mind. Second question was it expected or unexpected? We know that if there's three of us in the room, one of us is going to get cancer. We're all going to look at each other and kind of think, you know what, it's not going to be me. But you just never know. And the third question is, was there financial or emotional stress? Well, we know about the bankruptcies and things, and we know that many times there's going to be financial stress, but there are individuals who have good health insurance and that have saved and be able to cover their deductibles, and they might feel that they've got adequate coverage, but they are going to have the emotional stress, thinking about survival. What's going to happen to my goals and things that I thought about, and now I've been diagnosed with cancer? How do I handle it? So there's going to be some type of stress. And usually, if you have cancer, you're going to have a deductible this year, and it's not going to be all healed and fixed. And then come January 1st, you're going to start another deductible. So you're going to have double deductibles. And the fourth question is, hey, if somebody came along and gave you a check for $50,000 or $100,000, what difference would that make? How would have that helped? It'll give you money to pay your mortgage, to continue to pay those tuition payments, to keep those kids in college. It'll give you money to go to MD Anderson to check things out. It gives you freedom of choice. So critical illness, very, very important product for our portfolio. And I think consumers really need this product because of the high cost of medical care and survival. The second thing that we want to look at is that if you had just the heart bypass or something, you'd receive 25% of the benefit, and then you would receive the rest in case something else happened. But you'll always receive 100% of the benefit. Now, hospital confinement, you got three options. Everybody always worries about the big hospital bill. You know, everybody seems to worry about the big hospital bill. This way, the hospital's guaranteed to get paid, the doctor's guaranteed to get paid. But I always looked at, hey, I want to pay myself too. So you have hospital confinement. In the event that you end up in a hospital, it'll pay a daily rate, depending on what option that you buy. Premiums are very affordable, depending on age, things like that. But you're going to have a waiting period for sickness 30 days. So that's going to be, if you apply today, you have the effective date on the 23rd. You're not going to be able to use hospital confinement until the 23rd of June. So you always have a 30-day wait on sickness, 0 for injury. Now, we take a look at, this is one of my favorite products, Accident Companion. And, you know, right now we're towards the end of May. Kids are getting out of school, going to be pretty active. Accidents happen. Here you've got four options, the Accident Companion. In the event that you have an accident and you have to go to the urgent care center or the emergency room, it's going to pay a certain benefit. So if you look at option 2, if you have an accident, you got to go to the emergency room, we're going to pay $500. And then while you're there, they have to do a CAT scan or something, we're going to pay another $500. And then if they send you back to your doctor for treatment, we're going to pay $100 per visit, 5 visits per year. And if there's any physical therapy that needs to be followed up on, we'll do that. That premium is $15 a month. But in the event that you have an accident and you're there in the emergency room and they said, you know what, we have to admit you to the hospital overnight for observation because, you know what, you're riding your bicycle, you hit your head, and now they want to observe concussion or something. So we're going to pay you $5,000. So in the event that you had a bicycle wreck, you ended up in the hospital, we would have right at $7,000 that could be paid on that event. Now, a lady that I work with, her son plays basketball on the AAU team. He was out of town. He was at a tournament, and I know basketball's big to the great state of North Carolina, where Messer's located. Is that he went up for a layup and somebody took his legs out and came down, hit his head, and the ambulance came and got him, took him to the emergency room, and he had option 2. So there's $500. Well, they put him in the hospital overnight because of the concussion, because he was knocked unconscious. There's $5,000 paid there. Had a CAT scan, there was $500. So there's a total of $6,000. Plus he had follow-up treatments when he got home back to Chicago. So there's about $6,500 that was paid on that claim. Now I know our health insurance, we do not have that high of deductible or anything like that, lower deductible, but we paid the full amount because we do no coordination of benefits. So very, very effective plan. What's nice about this plan is that children can be primary. The parents do not have to buy it in order for the children to have it. And that rate is a per person rate. So if you think about option 4, that's $28. It's $1 a day. Whereas option 2 is 50 cents a day. So depending on the size of the family, you just never know when the accident's going to happen, especially with kids and it's summertime. This might be a plan for you to consider for your client base. So as an agent, if you look at all your clients, think of your file drawer of all your clients or your computer records on all your clients, look and pull out all the families. Everybody has kids. Talk to them about the accident plan now that school is over. Moving on, dental plans. We got Premier and Basic. We use the Carrington network, very large network. It's over 220,000 providers. And depending on if you buy the Premier or the Basic. Right now, Premier and Basic is not available in North Carolina, but hope to soon. We have filed it. We're just waiting for approval from the state of North Carolina. We hope to have that here soon. But dental insurance, a lot of times I look at it as for the amount of premium that I pay, I'm trading dollars. But I'll tell you what, it forces me to go to the dentist every 6 months because you're going to be able to get that preventive type cleaning, all that, no waiting period, no deductible, paid 100%. Or if you're out of network, it's going to pay 80%. So it's going to get you into the habit of going to the dentist. Because most people, if they don't have dental insurance, they don't go to the dentist every 6 months. They have a tendency to go when they have an issue or a problem, and now it has become a bigger problem and more expensive. This is just a great way for prevention and prevent the big things from happening. And you can see you got type 2, type 3 coverages, and depending on deductible, you have a waiting period of type 2 of 6 months. You got a deductible of $50, and they'll pay 80% network, 60% non-network. And you can see type 3 is going to be covered under the Premier, but it won't be covered under the Basic. A lot of times you're looking at the premium on the Premier to be around $39 and Basic to be around $19. But there is a big difference on those Class C charges that's not covered under Basic. But dental insurance, very, very good program to get in the habit of the oral hygiene, always having things checked, prevent those big problems. Now, another plan that I really like is vision insurance. I go once a year, have my eyes examination, and I pay $0 deductible. Their exam has no copay. So that works very nice. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I talk to my eye doctor, I ask her, Dr. Armitage, what's the normal cost of a eye exam? And here in Omaha, Nebraska, it's going to run anywhere from $140 to $185, depending if you're going to have dilation or not. And Premier Vision, when you look at the premiums, it's going to be $9 a person, $16 for husband and wife, and $25 for the family, for the entire family, regardless if you have, mom, dad, and one child, or mom, dad, and 10 children. It's still going to be $25 max a month. If you don't have an exam, you get a $10 copay on your lenses, and the frames, you get up to $120 allowance on frames. And knowing that, I'm not buying a designer frame, I'm just buying a good looking frame. Most of the frames, probably 80% of the people can get a frame for less than $120, and very, very good. The other thing is, if you're doing contact lenses, you have a $10 copay with $120 allowance for the year. And if you decide that you want that second pair of glasses, the sunglasses prescription, then you can save too, because they'll give you 60% of retail off of retail, and so that'll save you a lot there. So vision insurance, very good thing to have. Get in the habit of doing your eye exam once a year. Everybody's on computers, probably, a lot looking at cell phones, the eyes. So let's get those eyes checked out. Make sure that we can have the proper diagnosis and get the glasses. Very, very reasonable. So that's a good plan to have. And that's also available, just like our dental and vision are available for seniors. So as an agent, if you're working the Medicare market, Medicare Advantage market, here are two products that's good for the senior market: the vision and dental. Now, at SureBridge, we have other unique products that we sell, but I was really just talking about the top 5: cancer, fixed indemnity, accident, disability, income protection, disability. We have term life up to $200,000. We have a metal gap, kind of a hospital plan, and then we have catastrophic accident and critical illness. So when you think of the disability plans, it's a 2-year plan, but there are no occupations that are excluded. We'll write any occupation. So if you have those hard to place occupations like a jockey, asbestos worker, those are individuals that we would take. Now, we do businesses in all the states except for the ones that are Vermont, New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. Delaware should be green, and Rhode Island should be white. And we're not in Hawaii. So those are the states that we're approved in, because we have many agents that will sell via from their desk. And if they're licensed in, say, if you're in North Carolina, you want to sell somebody in Georgia, you need to have a non-resident license in Georgia, and then you can sell and get the signature by electronic form. So why SureBridge? Well, our quoting is very easy. I'm going to demonstrate that here in a minute. You can compare different types of combinations of products, and it will present a total price monthly premium for all individuals. We have one application. It will cover mom, dad, and all the kids on one app, and all the questions will be answered. It's a smart app. It's yes, no questions. So very, very easy. And each time you apply for coverage, what will happen is that the insured will get a copy of the brochure electronically mailed to them. So when they get the proposal, they can look at the brochure, see the coverages. Processing time, our underwriting time, since it's all done by a computer and everything, 99% of our cases are issued within the same day. Sometimes we'll have a backup on issue during open enrollment towards the end of the year, but overall, we're able to issue those policies daily. There's no phone interview, there's no paramedic exam, there's no APS required. Everything is underwritten off the app based upon the questions. Now moving forward, there's my contact information, and I'm going to get out of this and then go to the demo tool. But you can, there's my email, jesse.brewer@hmkts.com, or there's my cell phone number. You can reach me on that. So I will close out of this, and I want to take you to our website, SureBridgeInsurance.com. Let me get right there real quick. And this is our website for both the agent and the consumer. So you can take a look at everything there, and you can see what products are available. And as an agent, you can talk about why sell SureBridge. Well, everything's electronic. There is no paper at our company. We are a paperless company, and it's been tough. That's been one of the things that I've had a challenge overcoming, because I'm kind of a paper fool. Been in this industry for a long time, and it's usually been pretty heavy with paper, but with us, everything is electronic. So you can take about service my customer. If the customer wants to change their bank draft or get their ID cards, they can click on that. You can click on it for them and get that information for them. The product availability map, a quick quote. You can also see, when you click on the individuals, you can come here and see all the products that's available. And if you want to find out about, let's take a look at that accident companion. If we can find that one there, accident. There it is. There it goes. So all these products, you've got benefits and features that you can look at. Any details, any frequent asked questions, you're going to have that information right at your fingertips. Now, if you want to take a look at brochures, product availability map, you can cursor down here, and if you want to take a look at the brochure, we can come here and look at the accident companion, and it's going to pop up the brochure so you can take a look at that. It takes just a few seconds to download, and then we'll have it up and running. There's the brochure. So you'll have access to all the brochures. So the information is all there about the accident companion. And it's going to tell you what it covers. It's going to tell you the premiums. And there you go. There's the options 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's the monthly premiums. So you've got that. So that's SureBridgeInsurance.com if you want to check out real quick. And to do business with SureBridge, you have to go to what we call the agent portal or the dashboard. And that is let me type that in. Okay, I just signed in as myself. And once you get a producer number with SureBridge, it's going to be a number that's going to start with C, and it's going to be a C, and then a 1, 0, and then 3 zeros, and then 4 digits. And it's going to be your producer number, and you're going to have the dashboard here. This is where you can be able to do business and sell. So on your home page, you've got all the announcements and stuff. Here's your 800 numbers for support. And then if you want to quote and apply, you're going to have to go here to quote and apply. And then if you want to set up a list bill, if you're talking to small business owners, you can set up a list bill and do everything through payroll deduction. And then if you want to sell life, There's the Life app dashboard, and then any type of product training or sales training, underwriting guides that you want to have, you have access to. So that's on the home page. The tools page is, now remember, there's the tools page, a little bit about each product, and then, hey, if you need a bank authorization form for somebody, there it is. If you want to look at the employee list bill payroll deduction agreement, there it is. If you want to find out what products are available for sale in your state, you can come here, and so I can take a look at Nebraska, and since that's where I'm located, so here's all the products that's going to be available for sale in Nebraska. So it's a very, very good website in order to do business. So you can check there and find out about the products. Now, SB University, that's training, compliance, reports. That's going to tell you your list of clients, what products they have, when their premiums are due, your whole book of business report. Now, my profile page is the very most important product page to stay up to date on. This is going to list your correct email address, because you got to have a correct email address in order to do business. It's going to list your licenses, and it's also going to list the states that you're appointed in. Now, what's unique, what's nice about SureBridge is that we pay all of your appointment fees for both resident and non-resident states, as long as it's fees. And so you can see that, hey, I'm licensed in Nebraska. My Pennsylvania one was expired. I didn't renew it. And then you can see where I'm appointed. I'm appointed with Chesapeake Life Insurance Company in Nebraska, and it's active. I'm only appointed in one state. Now, as an agent, once I get appointed, and I like to get paid, instead of waiting for a check to come every 2 weeks, I can hit direct deposit. So everything can be paid that way. So we pay all those fees. Now, in order to get started, we go back to the home page. You've got the underwriting guide and everything there. And you can review all the underwriting questions, health questions, everything there. So I'm going to close out of this. And here is the underwriting guide that we have at Chesapeake Life, SureBridge. And if you want to find out about a plan, you can go here, click on it. It'll give you all the information. If you want to print a policy, take a look at what the policy says. You can get all that information there. I know some agents like to read the policy. You have access to it. Plan description, benefit options, ages, general sales rules, any state-specific rules that you might have for dependents. You know, in Florida, the dependents are anywhere from 0 to age 30. I'm not for sure if I want my 30-year-old son still living in my basement. So you can see that all the states are different, but usually we go through that 25, unless it's state-specific. There's no coordination of benefits, guaranteed issue, and there are the benefits that's paid, and when it terminates, and there's your exclusions. So that'll give you that. Now, anytime you want to go to the home page, you can click here, the little house, it takes you home. But really what you want to study are the business rules, and it's going to tell you about effective dates, application fee, height and weight chart, and then where we get a lot of questions is who's eligible and who's not to buy, whether they have a green card or not, U.S. citizen, and we lay all that out about what visas are eligible. Now, the other thing that we do is we will either have you can pay for your policies through list bill, you can pay through your policies with Check-O-Matic, bank draft, or you can do credit card payment. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. So this underwriting guide is going to get you through everything. There's marriage, domestic partnerships. What do we define as those? So the underwriting guide, very, very good, answers all your questions, and I think it's pretty easy to navigate. Now, in order to do a quote, let's go here to the quote. We'll get signed on, and we'll do a practice quote here. It's loading right now. It's the demo site, and sometimes it gets kind of busy. We'll go ahead and get that loaded up. Boy, it's kind of slow this morning, on Wednesday morning. There we go. Okay, we'll go ahead and get signed into the practice link. And what I can do is I can send this to Messer Financial. If you get, a contract with us, this is a great way for you to practice. So I hit the sign in, and it's going to bring me to that wonderful sign-in page to where I got to put in that producer number. And in this one, it's going to be SBDEMO03. And my password is going to be capital P at 55 ABCD. Okay, I'm going to hit sign in. Uh-oh. Something has happened. Okay, let me try something else here. Just when you think it's gonna work. Let's try this again. Okay, build a proposal. We're going to build a proposal. So it has my agent's name, welcome. There we go. And I'm going to build a proposal for the nice gentleman that introduced us at the beginning, Mr. Jeff Street. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in there. 28227. And I believe it's Mecklenburg County. And let's see, I can't remember. Jeff, what's your email address?
It's J Street, the letter J, my last name Street at messerfinancial.com.
J Street at messer.com. Okay. Okay. Boy, he's young. Okay. And I'm going to hit save and continue. And so you have an opportunity here to build 3 plans, 3 proposals that you can put together. Proposal 1, 2, and 3, so you can do a good, better, best, low, medium, high. Usually I find out if I do 3 proposals, the individual usually buys the one in the middle. Well, things are running slower this early in the morning. And they might be working on it. Somebody might be doing something in the home office on this site. So let's see what happens. Never fails. Whenever you're going to demo on a webinar, it seems to go down. Now, as an agent, I want you to think about list bill opportunities coming up using the SureBridge product, because you have a lot of small employers out there who are not offering health insurance to their employees just because of the cost. But you can set up a list bill with SureBridge, and there's no application fee, because it's very interesting that this market is that when you take a look at people with high deductibles greater than $3,500, 41% of those people like to have insurance products fill the gaps. 41%. So that's almost half of the people are interested in looking at insurance products that would help cover that deductible. In other words, the accident plans, the cancer plans, critical illness. But the other thing is that their preferred method of paying for these benefits, now this is all based upon an SureBridge study, is that 76% of those people would rather pay for it through payroll deduction. So having troubles there. Let's try it again. Would like to pay for it through payroll deduction. So most people have a tendency to live on what they make. And if it's through payroll deduction, it's out of your check. You're not going to miss it. And, you know, if our average consumer spends right at $90 a month, and they buy an average of 2.5 to 3 policies per application. So a lot of times the consumer will have a critical illness, an accident plan, or dental vision, critical illness, usually 2.5 plans. So you're looking at an average premium of about $3 a day, $90 a month. And if they can pay for it through payroll deduction, it really makes it convenient. And now the other thing that's very important is that you can either sell this product by phone, through the internet, or you can go face-to-face. Now, one-on-one meetings with a sales rep, 65% of the time, the people would like to meet with somebody face-to-face. So list bill is a huge opportunity. So I'm going to get out of this one. Let's see if I can go back here to this one and see if they're both. Let's see if they're working. Let's try this again. Let's give it one more shot here. Wow. Okay. I am having troubles today with the demo site. Let me see if I can.
Jesse, let's go back to the other one and try it one more time. But while you're logging in, why don't you give us an idea of what you would recommend how an agent would approach a small business or a municipality, or even some of those businesses they may overlook for people that are in the cash service industry that may need these types of benefits. How do you suggest they go out and solicit that business?
Well, I'll tell you what, just thinking about where your home's at, and I see all these people up and down our neighborhood, these lawn care companies, You know, all these young people out riding these mowers and stuff, accidents happen. Many times, some of these people do not have workers' comp or anything. Our plans cover you 24/7. So that way they can have a cash benefit at that time. And so I would be talking to them because the majority of those people, small business owners, do not have health insurance because of the price. And so they need to have some type of coverage. And this is very affordable. Let's see if I can get one built here now. Let's see if this one works now.
And to that point, Jesse, the cash pays to the beneficiary to use as they deem fit, correct?
Absolutely. There's no coordination of benefits or anything like that. And so it's paid directly to them. It's income replacement for them. And they can decide to pay deductibles or the hospital or what they want to do. So think about all the small businesses that you do business with. Follow your checkbook on who you're doing business with. And I guarantee you, you know, the mechanic, the AC, those individuals, if they're not with a big company, they don't have health insurance through work. And they are all looking for some type of coverage. Now, you know, a lot of people think accidents are going to happen to them. But just when you think, you know, hey, I always had that dream of having my bills paid, and once I get caught up, everything will be fine. But that's about the time that you have an accident and set you back again. Because now all of a sudden you got to take money out of your savings or whatever, or you have to go in debt to be able to continue your apartment rent and all that. I'm going to try this one more time. I've tried 3 different to get into it. There's got to be an issue with the demo. Not a good example.
So let's talk a little bit about how you would put a presentation together, Jesse, if you were going to go see maybe a little bit more of a formal business that could have some benefits there, but maybe not have some of the products that SureBridge offers. How would you put that together? What would you do first?
Well, I would take a look at the type of industry, and when I look at, you know, plans that get people's attention, it's, you know, accident plans are big. You know, in the event of an accident, you have enough money to be able to cover your deductibles. And you have kids, you know, that play active in sports and things like that. This is the accident companion's a good one. Critical illness, I would position that to a business owner because most of them have a bank loan and they have debt. And this way they could cover the loan in the event if they had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, what's going to happen to their business. This way they have money that can come in that can either pay the banker debt or they can use it to live on. So there's different ways that they could do with that. I'm just sending the text.
So if I took out the accident companion and the disability and was injured at work, how does that work, Jesse?
Okay, well, that'll work. We will go ahead and pay you the disability benefit because we cover you 24/7. And now, as long as you're not earning an income, we'll continue to pay that disability benefit. If you bought a 2-year plan up to $2,500, the accident companion, if you go to the emergency room or the urgent care center, we'll pay that first value, like on that option 2 that we talked about, the 5,000. Option 2, that's $15 a month. We pay you $500 for going to the emergency room, but then the event that you had to stay overnight in the hospital, we would pay $5,000. All that money would be paid directly to you, and you decide what to do with it. So there's no coordination. And when you look at the accident companion for $15 for option 2 and then a disability, depending on age and occupation and benefit amount, you're probably looking anywhere from $30 to $45. And so, for about $60, $2 a month, or $2 a day, you've got a pretty good plan that's going to pay you in the event you become disabled and have an accident, whether you're at work or at home mowing your own yard.
Okay. Well, since we were struggling a little bit with getting the application and proposals up, tell me a little bit more about the cancer, heart attack, and stroke plan that you guys offer, and how we could use that with both over and under 65 folks.
Well, the critical illness plan right now goes through issue age 63, but we have a new critical illness plan coming out in September that's going to go up to issue age 90. So you're going to be able to have critical illness coverage for seniors. And that's going to be able to get up to $50,000 for seniors from 64 and beyond. And up to age 65, you can buy up to $100,000. Now, what's nice about critical illness, if you have people that have long-term care, but they have maybe a 90-day deductible or a 6-month deductible, many times people will buy a critical illness to cover that deductible in the event they had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. They can use that for nursing home or home health care pay in the event of something happened. Or you can use it as mortgage protection. In the event you have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, would you like to have 1 or 2 years of your mortgage payments made? Or if you had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, do you want to have 6 months or 1 year of your salary replaced? So it's all just getting a text message back. So there's a lot of ways to position that. And the other thing is, if you have health insurance, you've got deductibles. In the event of one of those things happen, then you'll have money to help pay the deductibles. You won't have to take out a retirement plans or anything like that. So it gives you the cash when needed. It gives you freedom of choice to decide on how to spend that money. You're going to have a tax-free benefit coming to you if you purchase this product with after-tax dollars. Highly recommend that. Now, the cancer plan, I like our cancer plan because it pays a lump sum benefit. It's not whereas, hey, if I have a chemo treatment, I get paid X amount. If I have another treatment, I get paid another amount. I'm not fond of those because that's an ongoing claim, and always you're spending all your time doing paperwork and filing for claims and getting a check here and there. I'd rather have all my money up front, lump sum, and then I decide. It's just up to the consumer. And usually you'll find the cancer plan will be about 35 to 40% of the premium of what it is for the critical illness, the heart attack and stroke additional coverage. Usually it's about 40% of the price. So also think about occupations that have a tendency to have cancer. Farmers, they're handling chemicals, things like that. They're around, they're breathing stuff that's bad. Those types of occupations, they have a tendency to have more illnesses, more susceptible to things. So, at a place of business, critical illness is a good plan to sell. It's a product that provides a lot of value for the consumer because it provides cash when needed. And it seems like when things like this go wrong, we seem to make decisions that are not always the best in our interest. And if you have the cash, it'll give you some time to make sure you're doing the right thing. So those are a couple of the plans. It's good. The dental and the vision plans. I just had a agent sell like 15 vision plans to a employer at his place of employment because he thought vision was important, and all the employees could get an eye exam. It's $9 a month, but all these employees bought it for their family at 25. So I think there's like 15 people on that group. At $25 a piece, you're looking at $375 a monthly premium, and an annual premium of that, $375 times 12. You're looking at $4,500 worth of premium and a commission rate of 40%. You're looking at, as an agent, you made $1,800 on a guaranteed issue plan, vision insurance. Very,
that's great.
Yeah. So, think about your individuals that you're selling individual plans to, or think about the small business market, the landscapers, the people that are cutting all the lawns, the tree trimmers, all those people, anybody in the service industry, mechanics, all these different occupations. The supplemental plans provide protection. It fills those gaps so that you're not going to have high deductibles to pay. It's going to give you money when needed.
Jesse, on the accident companion, what are the age restrictions there?
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go right back here and take a look at that.
Okay.
I believe it's up through issue age 64 for the most part. It expires at age 65. We'll go to SureBridgeInsurance.com. And when we take a look at right here, and the accident companion. All right, that's going to go slow. Let's see if it's there on the brochure. If not, it's in the underwriting guide. And the accident companion. I know it expires at 65. I think you can buy it through age 64. Let's see here. Try this one more time. Okay, accident companion right here. It's going to be underwritten through 0 through age 63.
Okay, so we're getting into summer. It's a great time for people that have children out there that use sports, baseball. We've all seen that. We know that the average visit to an emergency room runs us about $2,000 as soon as you walk in there and take a breath. So let's just take a quick look at this, Jesse, and talk about how that could help offset that cost for us.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people doing boating, things like that, bicycling. There's all kinds of things that happen. But when you look at option 2 at $5,000, you're going to have that $500 payment. Option 2, $15 a month. You're going to have $500 payment for the emergency room treatment. If they have to do any type of major diagnostic exam and it lists what's available there, you're going to receive the $500, and any type of follow-up treatment, you've got that, and in physical therapy. But in the event that you have a really serious accident and you got to spend the night in the hospital, we'll send you a check for $5,000 plus the other coverages. Now, what happens is that claim, when that comes into us, it's got to be coded as an accident. So make sure that when that urgent care center or whatever codes that bill, that it's due to an accident. So, the broken leg, that's going to be an accident. We know that. Broken arm, so concussion, it's going to be there. But with, kids and family members, summer, vacations, activity, everybody becomes very active. You just never know when something's going to happen. a bicycle wreck, a fall. This is a plan that's going to offset that high expense that you were not expecting. So it's going to be paid cash directly back to you. So as an agent, I would kind of focus on the critical illness, the accident companion, dental, and vision would probably be my 4 go-to products, because everybody has a need for them, and they're easy to underwrite, they're guaranteed issue, and they're going to take care of all those bumps and bruises that we have when things happen, when we're not expecting it. So that's a very, very good plan to have.
Great. How about we take a quick look, Jesse, if you want to show for the agents that are with us in the states where you do offer the dental plan, can we show them how to find out where I would look to see if the dentist that I currently use, or where there's one nearby that I could find out about? Can we take a look at that?
Okay, yeah, we can look at that. You can go out to, let's see here, let me get there. You can, right here. I think I can get to it this way. So if I want to find out about so I can get me where I want to go. Yeah. Let me look at something here quick. I want to go to the network. Carrington Benefit Solutions. We have a link on the site, and I'm looking for that link right now. I think they moved it.
There you go.
There it is. And so you can go there and we can see who, if you want to nominate a dentist to get involved, you can do that. Or click here. And so step 1, what are you looking for? Dental. Step 2, general dentist. And then I can do my search. I can do Omaha, or I can enter in the zip code 6842, and I can click there. I live on the outside of Omaha, so all of a sudden there are the dentists that's within a few miles of my house.
All right, great.
So you can do that for any zip code. You can find out who the providers are. But what's nice about it is if you're in an area where you don't see your dentist, you can nominate them. Carrington will reach out to them and check and see if they want to become a member of the network. So you always have access to that.
Great.
So
all right, Jesse, it looks like we've almost reached an hour here, and I want to thank you for joining us. We appreciate SureBridge doing their due diligence on the maintenance of the website, but I want to remind the agents out there that both for your younger clients and those that are teetering on our senior benefits, that SureBridge has a product for everyone, and if they don't currently have it, they'll soon have it out to us, as Jesse mentioned, in September, which is perfect just before the AEP. If you've got questions about how to contract, please reach out to us here at the office. Find out about how to do that. We can help you walk you through that. If you've got questions about marketing materials, or if you've got a marketing plan, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to set up a call with Jesse to talk you through that as well about how to approach that. Again, Jesse, one more question I'd like to ask you, just for clarification. Sure. You mentioned on the disability, you guys cover almost everyone. Does that include law enforcement and first responders?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So if you're out there in an area where maybe you have a volunteer fire department or the municipality is looking for ways to cut costs or save money, it may behoove you to stop in and see what they're doing to the benefits of the employees of the city. It's always a great place to start there and check with those guys, because obviously they deserve all the protection that we can offer them for what they give to us. Again, if you have questions about Messer Financial or SureBridge, go ahead, Jesse, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in those communities, the volunteer firemen and stuff like that, if they have an accident happen, this way the community's not going to have to pass the hat. They're going to have coverage and be taken care of. So that's something to think about.
Outstanding. So again, guys, with this whole plethora of products that SureBridge offers you, if I'm sitting there with a young family, we can talk about the accident and maybe even look at that simplified issue term to provide some protection for the home in case something unfortunate was to happen to one or both of the income earners. So again, it's just a great place for you to pull some quality products to service your clients. Again, reach out to us if you have additional questions, and we want to thank Mr. Brewer for his time today, and thank you for spending some time with us today as well. We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you next Wednesday with Messer's next Wednesday webinar. Everybody have a great day, and thanks for joining us. Take care.
Take care. Have a good day.